Alright, so today we're doing the diff in the Granite grom. The little truck one. We got 3 of these. I need 2 diffs in each one. But I haven't seen a lot of videos on it, so I was going to show you how. We are upgrading to the metal diff. Because as you know, the factory diff on the inside has a little plastic plate that sits right on top of those little gears. And that's what burns out. So, to do this, pretty simple. You take off 1, 2, 3, 4, those 4 screws, flip it over, and then down in the bottom here, you see those 2 little screws right there, 1 and 2. We're going to take those off, and that's going to allow the bumper just to pull off. So let me do that real quick. And a lot of people will do this different. Some people prefer only to use hand tools. I, however, got a 2.0 drill bit accessory item for it, so that way I can just drill them out real fast. Let me get these off and then we'll be right back. Alright, we are back. We got our 4 screws off the bottom, the 2 screws that were down low. And then, like I said, this is just going to pull off. You just kind of pull it. It's kind of hard to do one-handed here. There we go. It's just going to pull right off. Take that off, set it to the side. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You could take the shocks off, unbolt the knuckle and all that, and get all that out of your way. I don't see the point in it. I think it's a lot harder. What I do is I get it to this point, flip it right back upside down. Okay. And then just, you can either use your fingers or you can get pliers, either one. Just pull this out of both sides. It's just like a little cotter pin. And then this whole thing is going to unhook from here. And then you can pull your axle and all right out. And then you do the same thing on this side. So basically that's what you're left with. Your axles sit out. You can move those down out of the way. Put them right there. And then to get to the diff, you got 4 more screws. 1, 2, and then 2 underneath there. Get your light down there. Those 2 right there. So we're going to take off 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Pull those off real quick and we'll be right back. And then we got all 4 screws out now. If you are going to use a drill accessory like this, I recommend putting it on its lowest setting. Ideally, you'd like to have an electric screwdriver. I don't have one. I want to get one. Kind of new to the hobby. I was just kind of documenting stuff so anybody new might have same questions I have. But now that we got the bottom 2 screws are out, 1 and 2, and then the top 2, 3 and 4 are all out. I take a pick. Everybody does it different. But if you just kind of slide it right in there and just barely pull it, it'll kind of loosen that. There it goes. And it just falls right off. So that gives you direct access to the diff there. And like I said, we're upside down, so your car won't really balance on these as good. Upside down, right side up, it does fantastic. But these bases are pretty cheap. I got it on, I think I ordered it off Amazon or AliExpress. It was only like 10 bucks. But then you just grab a hold of your diff, just pop it right out. And just set that off to the side. I always put a towel down because I get a lot of grease and stuff on my fingers. So, and then we're gonna open our new metal one. All right, and with the new ones, they say you don't need to put grease in them. I always do because there's never usually enough from the factory. To do that, you simply take that center screw out, which will let this black piece come off with the little washer there. And then you take those 4 screws off and this all comes apart. Just be very careful if you're taking it apart to make sure, because there's little shims and stuff in there. So you want to make sure that you don't mess that up. But these metal posts right here these are metal. And the factory one, it's just plastic. Which is okay. But inside the diff's what matters. And inside it's got the plastic cap piece on there that rotates the gears. And that's what burns out the fastest. So I am going to do like they did and put some grease on the outside as well. I already took that. I got 6 of these to do, so I took all of them apart last night and put grease on the inside. If you look, you can't really see it on that one. I was going to say, sometimes you can see that in the little holes where I put white grease on it. Just white lithium grease. You can pick this up at Advance, AutoZone, Walmart, Amazon, wherever you prefer to shop. But let me get some grease on that and then we'll slide it back into there. All right, so now we got our grease there. Let's take a Red Bull break. Cheers. We got our grease on there now. So as you can see, that kind of just slides right back in there. And I just put some grease on the gears. It can get a little messy, that's why I said put a towel down. Oh, and it goes, you can see how one side's cut out real big right here. That's the part, so we're actually going to flip it in that way. And then you're just going to take this, line it up. And sometimes if your little washers on the side move out a little bit, you'll have to push them back up against the diff. That's what I was doing right there. But then this just slides right in. Click. Kind of hear it snap. And then that is it for putting the diff in. I always make sure my axles are free, that they're not in a bind underneath of it or anything. So then we can slide our diff cover right back on. And it's going to go this way, because remember we're working on it upside down. You can do it right side up. I find it easier to do this part upside down. But everybody's different. There's no exact right or wrong way to do this. So then our cover's back on. So then we can put our cover screws. Oh, I forgot to put the things in there. Well, no, those are for the axles. Okay, those are still there. So these silver pins just slide out, but if you take those out, then your top of your A-frame bracket's going to mess up as well. So you just make sure those are lining up in there. And you should get a nice flush push. See how it all sits real flush? And then we can put these screws back in. And we're just going to reverse the steps. So we're going to put these in. I'll do the whole thing. That way you guys know. Okay. Let me put these screws in. We're going to put the top ones in. 1. And 2. Oh. I just dropped my screw. Let me locate this. I'll be right back. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, let me screw those in. Alright, I don't know if any of y'all caught that. I put the screw in the wrong hole here. And that's why I said, take your time. Mistakes can be made. Better to do it right once than have to do it twice. That one's in. Flip this over. Then we got 2 more right here to put in. And I always try to put the screws up there. Just get them started a little bit. It just seems to make it a little easier. All right. So now that's done. We're going to pull our axles back up. Now, you just turn your wheel and you'll have that little metal piece on your axle. It's just going to line up with the slot that's on the axle now, or coming off the diff there. So you just kind of line that up straight to where it slides right in, and then you push this back down. See how it lines up? And then you got to get your pin, and that's going to slide right back in and hold that together. And you might have to push down on your wheel a little bit. And I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but if you pull this back just a little bit, you can kind of see down in there, and that'll let you know if your metal pole is all the way back. Do the same thing to the other side. Pull it out. And you can actually turn this by hand, and it'll rotate the wheel. So if yours don't line straight up, don't be afraid to spin it till it does. And then we slide our other pin here in there. And like I said, I always double check because you can look in there and see. Some people don't. They know when it's in there. I don't like taking stuff back apart. And then you flip her back over. You're almost done. You grab your thing here, and those little posts are going to slide into here. So the little holes right there is what I'm trying to line up. They go on that post. And we might have to... I'm just going to flip the car back upside down to do this. Pretty hard to do with two hands, or one hand. There it goes. Alright, so then we got our 4 screws down here. And they sell separate screw kits. Yeah, I got one over here. So I got this little kit off Amazon. It's got tools, screws, all kinds of stuff with it. It was like 10 bucks. This one's just one that I'm kind of building. That's just my little toolbox. And then I bought this one last night from Harbor Freight. And the only reason why is because one of them wee little teeny star bits, you can order it just the part, but that's what you need to get those little teeny screws off the sides of the diff. Not the one in the middle, the little star-shaped ones. Depending on which diff you have. Because these are OEM factory ones. That one, like I said, it came from China somewhere. So it had different screws in it. That's why I had to get that. But then you just screw those back in, and you'll have 2 more on the top. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll be doing some more updates every time I do something on these. So hope you guys look forward to it. We'll see you next time.